Manchester United are the champions of England.
Strive all your life to get a feeling like tonight and experience an atmosphere like we have tonight. I've never seen anything like in my life.
Alex Ferguson's crowning glory. His master plan had worked. It had created domestic bliss, the League Cup lifted, Europe conquered, and the foundations laid to rule Britannia. Seeds sown had yielded a field of dreams. Ryan Giggs, the first to flourish, coming of age alongside the likes of Paul Ince. No longer a player of promise, now a maturing international. It's a side built around rock-like characters. Yes! And imports who pass the quality control. Peter Schmeichel, the greatest Dane. Frenchman Eric Cantona, the final figure of flair. The season started with just one new signing, Dion Dublin. Norwich-bound Mark Robins could wait no longer. Behind the scenes, the foundations of the Stretford end were laid, and just like the team ready to ascend once again to glory, principles wouldn't be sacrificed.
Dennis, keep playing football!
Certainly end-to-end stuff. The ball hasn't seen too much of the midfield so far. Good turn. And a mistake by Bruce. This is Alan Summerdy's. It's well done by Carl Bradshaw. A long clearance from Peter Schmeichel, and McCleary in trouble trying to get the ball in the air, and Hughes gets the left foot.
Ignored. And things got worse. A 32,000 Old Trafford crowd was to be left speechless. Heads go up. Azika has a chance to counter-attack the long ball. Now has Beardsley got the legs? He's behind the United defence. Beardsley against Schmeichel. Everton are ahead. A minute to go to half-time. Southall stays on his line. Leclerc back to goal. He's looking for support. He's not getting an awful lot. Everton clear the danger again. Here's a chance of another counter-attack. Beardsley to Bazika. He keeps going, the pole. Good control. Well, he's teasing Pallister. He scores! Berger is just going to have to clear the ball. Just a minute to go. Schmeichel's out of his box. He's quite literally out of his box. This is dangerous. The first real touch for Maurice Johnston. And that could be the final kick of the game. 2 games, 2 defeats, and the headlines writing off the chances of Manchester United.
And now we're in a position we just start eating away at the ones above us, start winning games. I mean, if you watch tonight, you say, particularly in the first half, we looked a very good team.
A very good team, but one which held the bottom position of the first ever published Premier League table. The first Premier League point came against Ipswich.
3 men forward, Thompson. Oh, and it's suddenly broke for Kiwomya, and Chris Kiwomya has opened the scoring. 1-0. McClair. The ball asking Kanchelskis to chase, and he'll always do that. Ever willing, it's not a bad ball in. Owen! Wallop! And within a minute, United are level. And the fullback getting forward just set himself up. And when he hit it, it was a true strike.
1 point from 3 games. It was time to blood the new boy. Dion Dublin had acclimatised by studying from the shadows. Now it was playtime.
What can I say? It's tremendous, really. Alex showed me around, and I felt a bit overawed at first, but I feel quite relaxed now. I've met some of the players, and I feel quite comfortable. I'm going to enjoy it here.
Alex Ferguson wasn't exactly sharing Dion's enjoyment of life, but the Cambridge man was soon to take his honours.
United free kick. Now Ferguson can in-swing this, naturally left-footed player. Young man who had 3 operations last year. That's what kept him out of contention. Right at the death. Dion Dublin, the £1 million man, starts to repay the fee. Southampton are devastated, but it's Manchester United delight, and it's Dublin delight.
Yeah, they get a little bit of luck, don't they? But who's to say they don't deserve it? Tim Flower's absolutely distraught. But watch as it comes in. I think it's Gary Pallister who gets a little touch on it there. Hits Brian McClair on the shoulder, but he couldn't have placed it any better to Dion Dublin, could he? Watch it again. McClair goes for goal here. Pallister, McClair hits him on the shoulder, and if you want to open your account, that's the type of chance you want.
Phelan's looking for Dublin, but it's Hughes who makes himself available. McClair, Ince, again Dublin making the run. Touch doesn't get to him. A strong challenge from Ince. He's created a chance for himself, saved by Crossley. And Hughes drills it in. Manchester United ahead with 16 minutes gone. Maybe it should have been Ince that took the credit for the goal. But Mark Hughes hit it as hard as he could. So, bright start from United in this second half. August finished with a flourish. The first game of September brings back mixed memories.
Into Dublin, and Youngwin with a hefty challenge, and Dublin in some pain there. Well, there's a lot of concern there, I think. Ferguson round him, Ince, Bruce, they're all looking on, and Dublin looks in some discomfort, and Jim McGregor out there to see what the damage is. It was a hefty challenge. Look at that immediate agony on the face of Dion Dublin. Pallister. Hughes, look for McClair, isn't quite there for him. Ince, Kanchelskis. Here's McClair. Brian McClair, Hughes, and they've got it! A minute from the end. Mark Hughes, look at the delight. And the stubborn Palace resistance broken right at the end by Mark Hughes.
A night of success for one striker, but distress for another. As Dion Dublin hit the deck, so did his season. Damaged ankle ligaments, a broken leg and a broken heart, but his spirit wasn't broken.
Pressed, but determined to get back, into playing ways. It could be a long time. It's going to seem like a long time, but I'm going to just bide my time, and hopefully when I get back, I'll, get back in the first team.
Next to visit Old Trafford, a soon-to-be familiar face, Eric Cantona. Little did anyone know at that time, an unhappy Leeds United striker.
Ferguson. Here's Owen. Hughes held. Giggs was certainly all right. And Kanchelskis! And it was Mark Hughes in the middle that caught them out. Certainly not Giggs who set it up.
Mark Hughes is offside for me here, Martin. Right in the middle of the picture. Like the first real flash of Ryan Giggs. The most difficult cross, the outside of your foot. But he picks out Kanchelskis brilliantly.
3-point as well. Lukic didn't get there. It must be a goal.
Bruce says that he got the touch. McClair was right in there as well. Goalkeeping error. 2-0.
Well, that's exactly what it is. And what a time to concede a second goal. Just when you look for a minute, you might get back into it. This happens. But it's a great delivery of the corner. John Lukic makes nothing of it. And who reacts quickest? Steve Bruce.
McAllister. Ferguson taking him this time. It's an early cross from Fairclough and not a bad one. Cantona, it's a good one. And the header offering some encouragement for Leeds. Fairclough's cross. Cantona! Fantastic.
Now that's brilliant skill and ability, isn't it? I don't suppose there's anyone else in the pitch capable of this, and I don't mean that any disrespect to any other players, but connects quite beautifully.
Giggs. Oh, and straight from the Mark Hughes catalogue. Hughes has come down for him. He took a while to locate it, but once he did, it's sped past Lukic, bottom of the post, the nearest of misses. Oh, it was well wide of Lukic's dive. He's still trying to get free at this free kick. He ran across the edge of the area, enabling Bruce to find him, and turning brilliantly, well held by Lukic. Another towering leap by Pallister. The player wondering, didn't look, but wondering whether Hughes might be in pursuit of a ball played over the top. Oh, speed! And Hughes could really cash in for Manchester United, but Lukic stuck out a leg.
Well, it just showed his experience in that kind of situation, and he's given Manchester United
games, and we adjusted to that in training and in the team.
One could have lifted a forgettable evening.
Pallister had remained forward from the preceding corner. Wallace did well to get it back into Hughes. That's a good turn by Hughes, and well, stay out. Manchester United's throw. Shustikov was replacing a divot as the ball was thrown over him. Bit too gentlemanly. A good ball, and it looked odds on a goal for Brian McClair. Great long ball from Blackmore, the goalkeeper, Podshivaloff, with a good firm punch clear. Back in it comes again, though. Pallister with the flick on. Wallace is there! Oh, great save by Podshivaloff. Frustration for Danny Wallace.
Wallace, arguably the best player, but he may not have featured had the foreigner rules have been clearer. Ryan Giggs could have played. He was back in scintillating style.
Goalkeeper did all he could. The finish was exquisite. Gray. Better from Tottenham. There were signs just at the end of the first half. And Jury has made it 1-1. Good attack from Spurs.
Where's my number? He plays for Manchester United. He's got terrific skill. He really has. He's going to be a great player. So he's obviously going to have to suffer, I suppose, if that's a word, in the comparison. He's got so much confidence in his own ability. I mean, he's just... this is pure class, and he takes it around. And you know, I said goal before he went round him. And that finish, I mean, that's world class.
Now, as a United fan when you were a youngster, you probably don't even remember George Best, this man you keep getting compared to, do you?
No, I don't really. I've just seen videos of him, and I've heard people saying what a great player he was, and I don't think it's fair on him that they're comparing him with me. So I just try and get on with the game.
How much does that affect you, or does it affect you at all?
It doesn't really affect me.
Comparing to a man from 20 years ago.
Yeah, it doesn't really affect me. George is a great player, and if I've got half his skill, then I'd be happy.
Webb. Kanchelskis causing problems now. Kanchelskis. It's trying to half volley it in. Irwin with the outside of the boot, flicking a lovely ball out there for Danny Wallace. Wallace on the turn! A fabulous goal by Danny Wallace. A goal of the highest quality there for United. The ball flicks wide to the left. Wallace turning inside Crumplin and letting fly beyond the outstretched arms of Beanie. And it's Brighton 0, Manchester United 1. Codner. Lovely ball played there for Chapman. And a good cross by him. And it's in there by Edwards. 1-1.
Maddox missed that. This is McClair. Back again to Hughes. Good save. Nothing wrong with the move at all. Beautifully done between Hughes and McClair. And the throw by Schmeichel picks out Brian McClair. He's got Kanchelskis chugging up behind him. Overtaking him now. He's more than chugging. He's really moving, Kanchelskis. Hughes is in the centre waiting. It's just too long for him. He was stretching as far as he could. He finished up in the net, but the ball didn't. There's Penrice. Oh, here's Impey. And Penrice. Oh, what a fine save. Well, two things about that. It was the right thing for Penrice to do from where he was. It was a terrific save by Schmeichel. What he wasn't to know was that if he could have just slid the ball across the goal, Simon Barker had an open net. But that's history now. Great shot, fine save.
Brian Robson hasn't played since a pre-season hamstring injury. And of course, there isn't an injury known to man that Brian Robson hasn't had. Higgs making a run again down the left, pulls it back towards Ince, and a good lay-off, or was it? Not yet. He finally does lay it off Webb, and Webb ran into the crowd of defenders, but it breaks for Giggs. Whipped in again, and the goalkeeper of McClair almost punished him for the handling error. One is up for Torpedo Moscow against Peter Schmeichel, who saved it! What a great start for Manchester United! What a moment for Gary Pallister. He has to score this, or Manchester United will go out of Europe. Puchivalov has made the save. Torpedo Moscow can't believe it. All their players race to embrace their goalkeeper and catch it. And Torpedo Moscow have knocked Manchester United out of Europe.
Goal scoring never one of Gary Pallister's strongest points anyway, but he bounced back from Moscow in Middlesbrough, comfortable again on his old ground, in the knowledge he wouldn't be put on the spot. Thankfully, Steve Bruce didn't mind taking responsibility that day.
Ince is at the thick of everything at the moment. I think he ran into a couple of puddles there, but United fight their way through it. Airwin's in the area, and Gittins brings him down. He slides off the field. When he recovers, he'll realise that he's got a penalty. An untimely tackle from Gittins. Steve Bruce, can he put Moscow behind him? He has. He's made it in Middlesbrough. 1-0. Flick on from Wilkinson. Holds to Slave, and he's missed one, and he's scored one.
He's got to go, hasn't he? Oh, definitely got to win.
Sent off in Moscow, hauled off in Middlesbrough. Mark Hughes had a point to prove. In the next two games, he showed the type of character which makes him such a star.
Parker. Brian Robson. Lovely ball towards McClair, looping header off the bar, Hughes! 1-0. An instinctive waist-high volley. The rebound came towards him, and he makes it look easy, doesn't he, from there? Parker. Oh, nice ball, Kanchelskis has got round the back here. Hughes! Score off the post, and again, and it's into the crowd.
Molby. And again. Hutchison. Oh, they're backing off him.
And it came off Bruce, and it's ended up in the back of the net. And Liverpool have taken the lead. Rosenthal again. Back to him from Hutchison. Ronnie Rosenthal. Redknapp for the cutback. Rush! A moment of history for Ian Rush.
Well, I must say, grounds have to be redeveloped, and anything that benefits the spectators has got to be encouraged, but it's not helping Manchester United not having that partisan population of the Stretford end. The end that they're attacking.
Hughes, the end that they're scoring, are they? They are! 2-1.
Well, I said it might take a piece of magic, and what a magical finish it was from Mark Hughes. Superb vision. Spots Cromwell off his line and just lifts it off. Watches as it's played in. He has a quick look. There it is. Sees Bruce off his line and thinks, have some of that. Superb finishing.
Parker.
Blackmore. So I thought Bruce would have just come off his line a little bit, and so I just knocked it over him.
The second one again, it was really in the dying seconds, but it was another goal of the highest quality.
Yeah, well, those are the type of goals I'm supposed to not score, so it was nice to see it go. Good early ball by Giggsy, and I just got in front of the line. It was great to see it go. I look quite pleased there.
The great Blackburn adventure continues with another grand occasion in football's old Lancashire heartland. Manchester United's first championship fixture at Ewood Park since 1966. And with the league leadership in Blackburn sights again, a championship fixture is precisely what it is. Alan Shearer was top of the summer shopping lists of both clubs. United lost out to Blackburn for his signature. Many have lost out to his goals already this season, 15 so far in just 14 games. They're having to check, find Blackmore. Giggs, Ince. McClare's now made a break down the centre. Space though for Dennis Irwin here. And in towards Ryan Giggs. Oh, they were that so well. It's Blackmore on the volley. That was a hair's breadth away from being a spectacular opener from Clayton Blackmore. Giggs with the corner. In towards Ince, didn't quite connect. Blackmore did, and Mims made an unbelievable save. He was deflected on his way through from Clayton Blackmore. Bobby Mims and allows himself a wry smile because somehow he kept it out. Blackmore denied again. That's in towards Steve Bruce. And Alan Wright was guarding the post. And Manchester United are getting closer and closer.
Giggs prepared to chase here with McGrath. He can give him a few years, that's for sure. And gets there ahead of him. It's a dangerous cross. Hughes! The best chance of the game for Manchester United. Corner then to Aston Villa. Richardson will take it. Schmeichel hesitated and it's in, yes! Dean Saunders has scored! And the holders won't give up their grip on the trophy lightly. It's really whipped in dangerously, that corner, and Pallister got the header in. And Schmeichel, of all people, has come up for the corner as Hughes heads it on, and then the header in, and it's saved by Spink incredibly off the line, and Schmeichel is still inside the Aston Villa half. He's on the halfway line now. Darren Ferguson almost producing the equalising goal then for United. It could still come here. Oh, McGrath hit it against his own post. Hughes, and an amazing miss by Mark Hughes. An absolutely astonishing miss by Hughes when the ball came back off the post from what had almost been an own goal by Paul McGrath.
In retrospect, going out of the Coca-Cola Cup was a long-term godsend, but October was a miserable month. No league wins, only 3 league points cold, an embarrassing home loss to Wimbledon on the final day of October. It culminated in a loss of a top 5 position, and worse was yet to come. A second meeting in 10 days with Aston Villa.
The crowd inside Villa Park approaching a full house of 39,000. No ground in England outside Wembley has housed a bigger gate this season. And if that's a landmark for the Premier League, so is the appearance of Brian Robson starting a match in this competition for the first time just 2 months short of his 36th birthday. Also back for United, Lee Sharp. He's only 21, but after 18 months of injury and illness, he starts what amounts to a second career. He's on familiar territory. His parents are here from nearby Halesowen. A good challenge by Steve. Can Manchester United reply straight away? This is Ryan Giggs. Oh, he could have equalised. as perhaps he should have done. Bruce. Again, it was Staunton in the way. And here he is again. He's found some room on the left side. Saunders coming towards the ball now. That's his flick on, and here comes Gary Parker. What a good save by Schmeichel. Free kick to Aston Villa. Teal. Well. Atkinson. Still Atkinson away from Pallister, and Schmeichel makes up for it. It was his poor kick that led to that. And Dalian Atkinson unable to take advantage and put the match beyond United's retrieval.
A hat-trick of defeats, worse still, 4 games without a goal. Peter Schmeichel said, if we don't buy a striker, we're not going to win anything. Brian McClair had bore the brunt. He was kept on the bench after just 1 goal in 20 matches. Sheffield Wednesday's David Hirst became a transfer target.
Well, maybe we're a football team, and maybe the pattern of a game and the type of play we have, we don't have a lot of natural goal scorers in the team, and that is what, you know, if you want to criticise or make up, that possibly is it. And yet in training sessions and things like that, players can score all right, but you know the real matter is on a Saturday. But they're still good enough. You know, I mean, most of the games last season we won by playing good football and not changing, and we're going to do the same this season. We're not going to change our way of playing. That is Manchester United's way.
The manager wasn't giving up, and neither was McClair. A low-key Old Trafford friendly against Peter Schmeichel's old club Brøndby provided the stage for a bit of goal-scoring practice. Probably the least vital goal of the season, but one of the most important, because it gave McClair confidence. He found personal form, which transferred to team form.
John Holworth dancing around on his line, trying to get a good view of this shot. Robson and Sharp, it's Sharp that takes it. Holworth does have a good view, he spills it. Hughes' his cross, a second save from Holworth. Giggs' shot, and a goal. Well, that defending by Oldham Athletic, you must say. The original mistake from John Holworth, and the ball put in by Brian McClair. Only his second goal of the season, and Manchester United ahead with 10 minutes gone. United come forward again, McClair, Hughes can't get there, Holworth stays on his line, that could be a mistake, and Hughes has paid for that mistake. Manchester United, 2 goals within the space of 30 seconds. Well, John Holworth really, when he sees this back, will wish he'd come off his line earlier. It closed him down eventually, but by then it was too late. Near post flick. There's Sharp, doesn't realise he has all that time. There's the third goal. A second one for Brian McClair with 28 minutes gone. And you wouldn't think this team hadn't scored in 4 matches. It's raining goals. Sharp takes his position in the area. They're trying to find Marshall, who'd come in late. McDonald's header, Pallister to Robson. A good foot in to McClair, who's playing deep. Sharp goes forward, he's got away from the Oldham defenders. Doesn't have a lot of wind because he's run 60 yards. How much skill has he got? Oh, the answer to that was plenty. McDonald takes up a position on the near post. Giggs with the corner. Heads go up. Falls again to Robson, who has space. The block from Marshall, straight to McClair. He takes his time, and that hits the side netting. And possibly the hand of John Holworth as well.
An inspirational McClair injected new life into the team. A few days later, a larger-than-life character was to walk through the Old Trafford doors. Alex Ferguson had signed the man who was largely responsible for United not taking the title the previous season. Eric Cantona arrived, thanks to a chance phone call.
During the conversation we got on to talking, we threw in Cantona, and they says, well, we need to think about that one and things like that.
How long's he been in your mind, though? Not just during that phone conversation, presumably.
Well, yeah, just more or less that.
Really, like that?
Yeah.
And what, did you decide there and then?
Yeah.
A low-key manager, but certainly not a low-key Manchester. Cantona's arrival sparked off massive interest.
We had a guy put £500 on Cantona to be the leading scorer this season, and fairly recently a man put £1,000 on them to win the league at 8-1.
How must that punter feel today? Cantona, the lucky championship charm, had the same feeling in his bones.
I'm very happy here. I want to make my contribution to their desire to win the championship. They haven't won the championship for 26 years and I want to play a part in it.
He wasn't going to waltz into the team. He was restricted to the grandstand for the next day's trip to Arsenal, watching players playing for their places.
Giggs to take it. McClare's up, oh, and tipped over. Ince. McClare, here's Giggs, chance. Oh, he's hit the post, and it's come out to Sharp on the far side for the return ball in. Hughes closes in, and Manchester United take the lead. Hughes forced that over the line after Giggs had hit the post. And Ryan Giggs takes much of the credit. 28 minutes gone. It was McClare to Giggs, it was back off the post, but watch how quickly Lee Sharp returns the ball in from the far side. And Mark Hughes, whose hands were on his head a moment ago, comes in behind Tony Adams and claims the goal. 1-0 to United. And there's a flood of confidence here from Manchester United. Giggs turns it in for Sharp, a chance here for two. Lee Sharp misses a great opportunity.
You always have to have the right attitude when you play for Manchester United. That's a prerequisite. Eric's caused a stir by signing for us, so it's kept us all on our toes, I think.
It's a terrible and tremendous problem I have, but a good problem.
Cantona was settling into Manchester, his new city. Famous for football and rainy days, of course. So stereotype weather for the Manchester derby. Pacamax all the rage. Issued free to those braving a ruthless Stretford end. More and more the famous stand was opening up. Not pleasant weather, but a more than pleasant outcome.
United with a superb strike.
Well, what a way to get your first goal of the season. A tremendous set-up, and that's a tremendous finish. I just wonder about the number 9 Brian McClare.
United a goal up, Cantona limbering up. He was all ready for an introduction to his public, a new striking partner.
Here's Hughes. It's a fine try, it's a fabulous goal for Manchester United, and that may well mean the match.
Look at the way he sizes up the situation. Spots caught slightly off his line, and that's a typical Mark Hughes goal.
The cross from Holden. Quinn, 2-1. Battle is renewed straight away. Who's made one goal. Hill. Michael White. Another stop by Schmeichel, who was distracted by Niall Quinn. Great goalkeeping.
A return to the top 5. After 3 defeats had come 3 wins. Hughes and McClare with 5 goals between them. Next up, Norwich City, league leaders, thanks to the goals of Old Trafford product, Mark Robbins.
Giggs. Here's Sharp. United's turn. Oh, a miskick by Sanchez perfectly for Hughes! Oh, it was gift-wrapped. For Darryl Such. Left in despair. Delight for United. It's rolled back for Lee. Oh! What a marvellous strike by David Lee. Dennis Irwin. Lee Sharp. Got away from Sinclair. It's a great cross. Phelan arriving. Cantona maybe. Yes! He knows how to celebrate all right, and he knows how to finish. Great cross by Sharp. Phelan did just enough, and Cantona, swivelling well, turned it beyond Hitchcock.
And it's all square.
A Cantona cracker, and next came
Palmer's run. Ince has gone with him. Got the tackle in all right, but he's come to David Hirst. And 2 minutes, and Sheffield Wednesday have the lead. It's not the best of balls, was it? Pallister quite comfortably underneath it. Lee Sharp, with the United fans just beginning to find their voice again. United haven't played badly in truth, but they have no goals to show for it. Maybe they do now. McClair! Pallister's flick, McClair's header, and it just kind of hit Woods. Credit for his positioning, but I think McClair will be disappointed not to have found the net. It just stuck in the gloves. Irwin, Cantona, another superb ball. Lee Sharp now. Giggs in, and Worthington just in front of him and giving away another corner, and United keep up the pressure. Giggs thought he was in there. So, Lee Sharp again to deliver another in-swinger. Wilson away. Ince goes in. Pallister brings Sharp back into it again. Working the angle nicely. That's come off the back of Wilson. Here's McClair, and it's hit the underside of the bar and gone away. Well, it doesn't look as though it's McClair's day, does it? Wilson's header, McClair reacting, obviously onside, and that's off the underside of the bar and definitely not over the line. David Hirst, John Sheridan, Bruce's had to leave him, and Sheridan's tucked it away just after the hour. 3-0 Sheffield Wednesday. On the Lee Sharp corner, they've been a constant threat all afternoon. Palmer, though, this time first to it. Paul Parker to keep the danger up, though. Lee Sharp again. McClair, and at last the ball finds the net, and McClair finally has a finish. There's a little silly from Mark Bright, leaving his leg there as McClair went away with the ball. But the important thing for Manchester United is that with some 23 minutes to go, they have the goal they've been threatening for about an hour. Looking for the right ball. It's not a bad one either, is it? Here's Lee Sharp. Roland Nielsen's come across with him. Well, super skill, and he's away, and he's got a chance to put it in, and McClair's put it in from the cross, and it's 3-2. Wing played its best from Lee Sharp. And when the ball was invitingly placed around the 6-yard line, McClair had the header, and United have the lifeline now. The ball breaking for Paul Ince. Ince releasing Lee Sharp. Real chance here for United. Cantona still, and he's got it. 3-3. Ooh la la, says Cantona. The play has been magnificent by them, and at last they get their just rewards. Woods falling to the ground. Cantona poking it home.
It was a side maturing and gaining strength. No better example of that than Lee Sharp. Illness and injury had held up his career for a year, but here he was back in business, just as tricky, but fitter and meaner than before.
I feel okay myself, I feel strong and fit in myself, so it's just for other people to judge now.
And you've ousted Giggsy from the left wing.
Well, I said I'd do that, didn't I? I told you I'd do it. But Giggsy, he don't mind playing where he does.
He does, he wants to play there.
Does he? I've not really asked him, to be fair. But he's not doing too bad for himself on the right, is he?
No, he's not.
I've told him we'll start swapping during games if he wants, if he's that upset.
Cantona. Ince, plenty of red shirts buzzing around the edge of the commentary area. This is Ince, decides not to go for the penalty, and he has red shirts lining up in the centre. And there's no dealing with the boy wonder. Absolutely lethal left-footed shot. There were doubts before the game whether Giggs would be selected. I think he's silenced any doubters at all. Giggs, McClair continues his run. That's a dummy run. The ball and it's used. And this time the subtle approach works. He scored at last. Again, precise one-touch play, but allow this man to have as many touches as he wants. Ryan Giggs sails past one defender. Parker's joined the attack.
Suspicion of a handball, and it's more than a suspicion. It was a handball. It's a penalty to United. It was a point-blank range, and you could say the Coventry defender was slightly unlucky. So it's Cantona against Gould. And no flamboyance from the Frenchman. Very easy, straight to the point from the spot. United are 3-0 ahead. There's no catching them now. United just going forward with waves and waves of attack. Cantona again. And with a bit of luck, Lee Sharp ends the goal-scoring misery. A year since he scored, but he hasn't forgotten how to celebrate, has he? Cantona. Parker. And their own little game, these two. Just passing the ball between each other every time they get the opportunity. Exquisite pass from Cantona. Uses force wide, no chance of a shot. Still the danger's on. Elwin! Oh, what a goal! Oh, what a week for him. On Christmas Day he was a dad, and now he's Father Christmas. So second place at the start of a new year, and competition for places envied throughout the land. A straightforward FA Cup pairing with Bury allowed Fergie to play two fringe players. Veteran Mike Phelan reminding everyone he's still around, saying in the matchday programme his ambition was to score at Old Trafford. That day, his ambition was realised. As it was at the opposite end of the United career scale, Keith Gillespie, another product of the revered youth scheme, made an unexpected but headline-hogging debut. A frail frame, but confidence reminiscent of Giggs and Sharp in their formative performances. The cup, though, was only a distraction. Alex Ferguson wasn't getting carried away, he had top spot in mind. The first league game of 1993, another goals bonanza.
Sharp. Irwin. Cantona. It's in! It's Eric Cantona. Flicked on by him, in fact. It's Hughes now. Sharp just behind him. Irwin. Oh, that's brilliant! Dennis Irwin has scored, but the return ball from Cantona was one of the passes of the season. This man is playing a game of his own. Irwin's finish, brilliant. Hammered it past Torsbeck for 2-0. Barmby. And there's one back for Tottenham. They got the consolation. Nick Barmby against the club who wanted to sign him when he was a schoolboy.
It had taken 5 months, but at last the peak had been reached. With recent success, some stress was off, but there was a new pressure.
We're happy to be top of the league. I mean, people are going to make comparisons to last season. It's natural to do that. But I think last year's been a good experience for everyone, especially the disappointment at the end of the season. And maybe give us a little bit more determination not to let it happen again.
Staying on top wasn't going to be easy. Cantona, injured against Spurs, missed a trip to Queen's Park Rangers. Mark Hughes soon joined him in the treatment room. A nasty challenge left him requiring 9 stitches. Nothing soft about the Southerners. Even Paul Parker came in for rough treatment from his former Rangers teammate Andy Sinton. Fergie could hardly bear to watch as star after star took a battering, but his boys won the war of the nerves. A year before they'd rolled over and lost 4-1 to Queen's Park Rangers, but now there was a new determination.
He's got a sip about it this game, he really has.
Still is furious, frenetic pace about it. And here's Sharp getting onto his left foot, he can hit them from here. And into the net by Ince. Oh, what a goal that was! That was so clever from Ince. Nothing looked on until his bicycle kick. United are ahead.
Because he's gone many. 2 I think this year. His first one at Cracken in the local derby. And this one, all about improvisation. And that's a quite wonderful finish.
Giggs is away here. This could be 2. It is. Ryan Giggs and Manchester United are in the box seat in a big way here now.
What coolness and composure from the young man here. This one's just route 1, isn't it? But when you've got the pace of Ryan Giggs, you've always got a chance beyond central defenders. And he finishes it beautifully. Peacock gets sucked forward first of all. He spins on him immediately, Giggs. That gives him the space he needs, and he's finished emphatic.
Here's Ian Holloway. It's a good nod on to Bradley Allen. Rangers buoyed up by Jerry Francis' half-time team talk, no doubt. Coming out searching for an early equaliser. Kanchelskis here is goal side of Wilson, and he's put it away in emphatic fashion. Andrei Kanchelskis marks his return to the United starting lineup with a superb goal, his second of the season, and that was a great finish.
It was becoming a red-shirted roller coaster. Champion talk was rife. 8 wins in 10 matches, not only wins but stylish performances. They weren't just scoring goals, they were scoring great, memorable goals. There was an in-house goal of the season war being raged. Practice ground stunts were being executed in front of thousands, and it just enhanced the team's reputation. Everyone wanted to score a spectacular goal, and Ryan Giggs was the biggest show-off of them all. There was progress in the FA Cup, but all thoughts were on the league. All eyes were on Neil Webb when he returned to Old Trafford with Nottingham Forest.
Cantona. Hughes. Too tight. Ince, he got a deflection. Shot from pretty near 40 yards, I would think. No, not as far out as that, but it was deflected off the defender, off Carl Tyler. Bruce seemed to be querying who he should give it to. Cantona's not a bad bet. Hughes, yes! Lovely goal. 2 passes. One from Bruce, it was really clipped up, on immediately by Cantona. 1 bounce on the volley from Hughes. Second goal for Manchester United in the 68th minute. Number 12 for Mark Hughes. Excellent goal.
Touched on by Irwin. Led by Yallop. Here's Kinchev. Kiwomya is on his way, and that's over the head of Bruce, and Schmeichel has to come. He's missed it. Great chance for Chris Kiwomya. Present. 1-0. Beautifully into the path of Johnson. Square now for Dazelle. Manchester United a bit thin on the ground in defence. Deflected shot and in. Frank Yalla. Short this time for Irwin. In towards Hughes and Cantona. And eventually over the line by McClair. 6 minutes to save the game. Brian McClair has halved the deficit. It was a scrambled, rather untidy goal, but what a valuable one from Manchester United. Cantona and Hughes both went for the ball, and it fell rather kindly here for Eric Cantona, whose shot was smuggled away by Bozinovski, but only as far as McClair. Hope springing eternal here for Manchester United. They've got a free kick. We're deep inside the final minute. It's now or never for Manchester United's 12-game unbeaten run. Pallister got his head to it. Might come for McClair. Might come for Hughes. Brilliant save by Baker. Not sure how much he knew about it, but he kept it out. Dennis Irwin. And there's a flag up against the retreating Manchester United player. And Clive Baker has surely saved the day. And Mark Hughes is denied a dramatic equaliser. Gary Pallister did really well to win the initial free kick. It bounced and bobbled about a bit, but Mark Hughes had a clear sign of goal, and somehow Baker's knees kept it out.
Hughes. Ball Ince. Cantona. Ince. Cantona trying to find Ince again, and Charlie Hartfield tumbling to the ground, and Paul Beasley delivering the ball forward. Pallister's missed it. Here's Franz Carr. And still. And he's lost Pallister. He's got men in the middle too. But instead he picks out the corner and Sheffield United take a shot lead. 1-0. Sharp's free kick. Hanging in the air. Pallister trying to deliver it. McClare, and it strikes the upper arm maybe of Brian Gale. Half-hearted appeals for a penalty. The referee says play on. Dennis Irwin trying to keep the pressure up. Cantona, McClare, and the pressure turns to a goal. 1-1. Steve Bruce, Eric Cantona, Mark Hughes, Andrei Kanchelskis. Away, not very successfully. Cantona, 2-1. 10 minutes to go, and maybe that could be maximum points for United. And a celebration with a flourish.
Top again, and a Cantona-inspired performance in the first of 3 back-to-back games against Yorkshire opposition. Across the Pennine in Leeds, it was reigning champions against champions-elect. It wasn't billed that way. It's the return of the prodigal adopted son.
Eric Cantona returns to Elland Road for the first time since his £1.2 million transfer in November. That's the reception that some of the Leeds United fans are giving him. It could be described as mixed, but it's an uproarious reception from his new supporters at Old Trafford. Laptop, that's what they're nicknaming at Old Trafford, and he's been rewarding them with a glut of goals, and he's been igniting Manchester United's championship challenge. United being pressured all the time in that midfield, and unable to find any sort of rhythm so far. Oh, look at that! Oh, my goodness me, Hughes! Well, Lukic is the most relieved man on the Elland Road pitch. Giggs, neat little touch. Ince, though, did very, very well, and it falls here for Sharp. Ince, who really has had a superb season. He's mellowed a lot as a player, and his talent has flourished because of that. Now, McClare. Cantona is wide, McClare goes alone, and this time Lukic made a great save into the last minute. Speed. Leeds looking to conjure up all 3 points late. Here's McAllister with a header, and Schmeichel just gets there.
Well, for one of the few times tonight they managed to get 1 or 2 other people into the box to join Leeds that scoreline flank.
The razzmatazz of signing a flamboyant Frenchman had overshadowed somewhat the contribution of the colossal continental keeper. Fifth round FA Cup tie at Bramall Lane, a nostalgic day. The city of Sheffield's centenary celebrations begin. Manchester United turning back the years with a return to the Newton Heath colours. But the player to catch the eye, very much a man of 1993, Ryan Giggs, about to take responsibility for the club's goal scoring.
This is Giggs, and that's absolutely brilliant. And Ryan Giggs confirms his ever-growing reputation. On the half hour, Manchester United make the breakthrough in this FA Cup tie. And it's a goal which will be shown over and over again as the 19-year-old picks his spot on the run and fires a beautiful left foot shot beyond Alan Kelly. McClare got the ball forward, but look how quickly Giggs found the space away from Beasley, and what a finish. Free kick to Sheffield United. They've really packed the penalty area here. Hoyland to Carr. Gale's in the penalty area this time. That's Bryson, and there was Gale, not far away from it. Back in again by Hoyland. Gale gets up again. Hodges is there! Oh, it's 2-1! And Glyn Hodges scores the second goal for Sheffield United. Pallister to thump it forward. Gale coming across to Mark Hughes. Ince. Irwin, Giggs, oh, it's got held back, it's a penalty. Oh, the man lying on the ground held him. It's Charlie Hartfield, I think. It's a penalty. Ince was pulled, look at that, it's Mitch Ward in fact. It's Mitch Ward, number 2, who pulls him back, and there's no question there's contact there, and it's all down to Steve Bruce from the penalty spot.
Not for the first time Steve Bruce had fluffed a penalty in a cup competition. Spot kicks had cost the club European and FA Cup progress. Maybe no Wembley way this year, but leading to Old Trafford the new Sir Matt Busby way. Southampton trod respectfully down its path, but it wasn't Sir Matt they feared, it was Fergie, and one modern day babe. A lot of responsibility was placed on young shoulders, but he had the frame to carry it, and carry it with style.
Onside, he goes.
A let off for Manchester United. Mapping force. This is Lee Sharp. Giggs for Sharp. Oh, he was brushed off it by Paul Stewart. United fans behind that goal felt there might have been an obstruction, but none came. Here's Giggs. Knocked in for Mark Hughes. 1-0 United. And Mark Hughes knew that he couldn't be offside there because Paul Stewart had stayed on the goal line, having run back with that earlier ball. In half. Lee Sharp will take the corner for Manchester United. 10 minutes gone in the second half. McClare. Little flick on, I think, was by Pallister. James had come and was marooned. United's response to the goal from Rush. Brian McClare. Goal number 9. Now, David James comes for this. He doesn't get it. There's a flick on by Gary Pallister, and it's a soft goal for McClare to score because there's nobody on the goal line. Nobody on the post, and the keeper absent as well.
It'll be Mark Brennan who takes this Oldham corner. Towards the far post where Adams is waiting, and Oldham have the lead, and Schmeichel looks disgustedly at the far post to say, where were my defenders? Sharp, flick on by Pallister. McClare, oh, I thought he'd done everything right, and he just hits the underside of the bar, and another United chance goes begging, and still Oldham retain that lead. Pallister's flick, McClare seemed to have done it all correctly, and Gerrard watched, and his bar did the work.
There was still no clear indication of who was going to win the league. The Oldham defeat was made more bearable when Villa dropped 2 points against Spurs. Therefore the game on Sunday, March the 14th, was widely expected to be a championship decider. The nation was intrigued. A full house, not a spare seat, unless you had connections and were in the right trade. It was a day Kangaroo keeper Mark Bosnich bounced back into Old Trafford. United had been refused a work permit to employ him, but Villa found a way to bring him back from Bondi Beach, and on the day it was to United's cost.
Here's Parker. Here's quick throw. It's Cantona. Well stopped by Bosnich. It was an instinctive parry. Sharp. Here's Bruce. Giggs is coming to the centre, a clever header. And sharp ball! 7 yards out. A lot to aim at. And he found very little. Here's Giggs. And again. And Giggs has carved it out for himself. Bosnich. Oh, and it's as Aston Villa were a little slow to react then. Irwin. Cantona, McLaren, they've opened Aston Villa up yet again. It's Parker who met it defensively. Small. Now Staunton. It's a good try, it's a fantastic goal! A fabulous match here, and a goal worthy of the occasion from Steve Staunton.
The test for Manchester United is now, can they keep playing the way they have been playing for this first 55 minutes? Or will frustration start to go in?
McClare, as Cantona just tried to hold the ball up for him. Irwin. Villa have left two upfield if they do break, but getting the ball is the problem. Irwin, it might come Cantona's way here. And Mark Hughes! 1-1. Is that the measure of a side that will finish as champions to hit back so quickly against their closest rival?
It's a perfect response from Alec Ferguson's team. The deflection plays an important part, but Brian Small doesn't do enough on the back post. Cantona nods it back, and Mark Hughes doesn't miss those.
Bannister came off Quinn. Holden with a bit of space now. Will he attack Parker? No is the answer, but there's Quinn! Oh, scores! The early cross, much more beneficial. Hughes, lovely turn round Bonk, who committed himself, and now Lee Sharp. Cantona making the early run. Here he is! Lovely goal! Lovely goal! Well, if they had lost their way, they found it very quickly. That was an excellent attack. Good cross, fine header. 6 Arsenal players were scheduled to join the England squad. One's dropped out already, Smith. The others will be hoping to maintain fitness here. Merson among them. And he's looking for Campbell. And that's a good ball, and Campbell's got away. Oh, great stop by Schmeichel. An improvised piece of goalkeeping, but where on earth Bruce and Pallister were, nobody seems to know. Well, he'll be wondering deep down whether that goal is ever going to come tonight. Manchester United facing their 4th game without a win. Jensen, Merson. Oh, what a good effort by Merson, he's hit the bar! The best shot of the night. Merson there produced the most inspired moment from a forward that we've seen during the game. A lovely dipping volley. Schmeichel, whether he got a touch or not, I couldn't tell from that, but the ball certainly hit the bar, and Merson was unlucky.
I think we have a very good chance, but so do Norwich now, and so do Aston Villa, so it's all interesting stuff, and I wouldn't put a penny on anyone tonight.
4 games without a win, 4 points behind Villa, but with a game in hand. It was a must-win situation, made all the more difficult by the suspension of Mark Hughes. Fergie played Russian roulette, gambling on Andrei Kanchelskis, but his number was to come up. They say positive thinking is the best way, and Alex Ferguson prospered from that school of thought at Carrow Road.
Sharp, that's nice from him. Cantona. And it's measured, deflected, into the lead.
Well, the Norwich City players are furious. They're down at the linesman in this near side, asking whether Ryan Giggs was offside. It's a very tight one when this happens. Sharp and Cantona combine. And it's here, and he plays the ball through. Look at Ryan Giggs, it's not there for me. It's a number 2, I think, Ian Culverhouse, who's the key to the move. Was he level? Was he just a little bit deeper than his centre-backs?
United have won only one of their last 6 League and Cup games away. That's a lovely ball from Robbins for Fox. Pulls it back for Goss. Tried the first time effort and was entitled to. Ince does well. Giggs, McClair, lovely movement from United. And Kanchelskis here is one-on-one. He's got Cantona square. He goes alone and he scores! Andrei Kanchelskis with a remarkable goal for Manchester United. Really has put them into the box seat now.
Yeah, there was no doubt that there was no question of offside here. Lovely silky stuff. Look at Chelskis' run. McClair's beautifully weighted passes. My one question mark, where was Brian Gunn? I fully expected him to be closing them down quicker than that. But I just wondered that when the ball was played, I was looking for Brian Gunn. Goalkeepers were out there and they must have been only 3 or 4 yards.
Look at Ince here. They've gone through again. Men in support as well. And here is Cantona, and that's 3. You can't believe this. Gunn is complaining to the linesman. He says it's offside. We have mayhem here, but Manchester United, incredibly, are 3-0 up, and Alex Ferguson is the calmest man in Carrow Road.
I bet he's not underneath. This must be beyond his wildest dreams. But what a magnificent driving run from Paul Ince. Just look at that. Norwich City, centre of the defence, opens wide. Now it's here they're complaining. But what a dream start from Manchester United.
Overhouse. United with 9 players behind the ball. Cross for Robbins. Goal for Robbins against his old club. Well then, how does that change things? United caught out.
The win virtually ruled Norwich out of the Premier League title race. This time around, United were lasting the pace, even if some couldn't keep up with them. An injury to referee Michael Peck meant a never-to-be-forgotten 6 minutes of stoppage time, and his replacement was soon the central attraction.
King ahead. Challenged by Ince on Waddle, and the first major decision that John Hildreth has to make is to award Sheffield Wednesday a penalty. Side beaten only twice in their last 25 games, are in the lead against the pretenders for the Premier League title. Not a flicker. Chris Woods down on his knees, beaten at last. They brought on the man called Captain Courageous, but the man who's been a courageous captain in his absence, Steve Bruce. At Easter last year it went away. At Easter this year, Manchester United may have started a final move to end their search. 6 minutes of Woods, no chance. 2-1 Manchester United. What a match.
The noise in the second half, the generator was deafening, and then there was a stony silence when they scored, with obvious disappointment. But towards the end, I think everybody was up, and the emotion was quite unbelievable.
Well, we're a point clear. And you know yourself, there's no point getting carried away about it. We've got jobs to do in every game. We've got a tough game at Coventry on Monday, and then we've got a game against Chelsea at home next Saturday. And I think it's just a matter of keep playing the way they are, and hopefully we can get there.
There's certainly a spring in the step of this United team. Ince. Wide is sharp, a little bit of tomfoolery. Irwin in support. Swings his right foot, and that's the goal they've been waiting for. Just look at the celebrations. Ain't no stopping us now.
3 the other way for United in support. Sharp will come inside because he's so predominantly left-footed, but he's found Hughes, and Cantona is square, and it's in by Mark Hughes, and it seemed to go clean through Bessant. Everybody looked a bit surprised, but Manchester United's top scorer, Mark Hughes, has scored in this fixture for the 3rd year running. Good cross, and Clark at own goal. Well, Chelsea might feel they've given Manchester United 2 gifts here in the first half. Steve Clark, an own goal, Cantona and Johnson. Frenchman against Norwegian. But an Englishman takes over. It's Sharp, and Hughes is well positioned, but the cross just that little bit away from him. And Sharp's supply line, which has already produced 2 goals, nearly paved the way for number 3. Here's Hughes again, and here's Giggs over the goalkeeper. Cantona! And you won't part this Red Sea of celebration.
4 days later at Selhurst Park, cries of champions as good as told the players that Villa were losing at Blackburn's Ewood Park. It was 3-0 there, but who was going to be the United hero?
There's the a fantastic volley. The deep cross took them all out. Giggs, Cantona. It's in a good position, but how well found there. And he's gone to the right, away from Lee Markin. Ince! Yes! That's it! 2-0 and all over. Certainly tonight, maybe the championship, who knows? Ince has scored for Manchester United to seal a fine second half performance, and how well that move was worked. So much credit to McClair, who came across and left the space for Ince to go wide of Newman and then put the shot back across the goalkeeper. Ince may not score very many, but I doubt whether any goal that he's got, certainly for Manchester United, has given him as much pleasure as that. What a finish.
Everyone did believe them. United had won the league. The uncertainty was over. Villa had lost at Oldham. A 26 years wait was over. Champions finally described Manchester United in newspaper headlines throughout the world. Football's most famous club was back on its pinnacle. They were young and old, they came from far and wide, but they joined in one international voice. It's the rebirth of Manchester United. At last Sir Matt can rest his conscience. A worthy successor has been found, and he's assembled a side to match the greatest.
Well, the problem for Bobby Mims is if the ball goes over the wall to the goalkeeper's right, to the left as we look. But it's Giggs who takes it to that side! And Mims, wherever it came from, didn't have it covered. Giggs gives a goal worthy of the occasion. It's 1-1.
Well, they're all looking at Dennis Irwin. Up steps Ryan Giggs, and look at that for precision. He's got bend on it, enough bend, but it's the accuracy you have to admire. They don't come any better than that, they really don't. Magnificent free kick.
McClair. Maybe just now Manchester United are enjoying the difference. Instead of playing, they kept the ball, they probed away, and Finnish Michael says, did you have any doubts? We are the best. Paul Ince, who's played this season, has been so splendid, and it's 2-1.
It's fitting he should be on the end of this, but look at Cantona's vision again.
Well, we're in the last seconds of the last home game of a spectacular season for Manchester United.
I noticed Gary Pallister's round the ball. He hasn't scored this season, has he? I just wonder if they're saying, go on, big man, have a go.
The crown is there to be received. Yes, he has done! Oh! The crowning glory! The inspiration right to the last kick.
after all. But what a strike. Goodness me. If he hits him like that, they don't need Ryan Giggs and Dennis Irwin taking them. They'll just get the big man up from the back every time.
He's had his say. And he can hardly believe that it's happened. It's over. 3-1 the final score. Right from August they've been together, and they have found the harmony in their football that has outstripped all the efforts of all the other top clubs. There's the smile of a winner, and Alec Ferguson's crusade is complete. Manchester United are the champions of England for the 8th time, and the very first under the auspices of the FA Premier League. The ultimate accolade for all players, and to extend the theme heard so often here, this is the brightest side of life in football. And for so many connected with Manchester United, football is their life. Wonderful moments, and there can hardly be a dissenting voice up and down the land. Manchester United this season have proved that they are the best.
Alec Ferguson himself was telling me he knew of supporters coming from South Africa and Australia, from the United States, and the manager himself can allow himself the satisfaction few managers can ever feel. Record-breaking day for Wimbledon on the attendance front, and here's McClare. Sagers just steers it wide of the post and beyond the in-rushing Cantona.
Well, if Hans Sagers had got any more on this, then Eric Cantona would have had a simple tap in. He gets a touch, it's just enough, but not too much as to stop the ball for Cantona.
Giggs to take the corner. That's in.
Goal for Manchester United. Not directly in from the foot of Paul Ince, but they turn to him. Supporters want to join in the embraces as well, being sent away by the Manchester United players and being yelled off by the vast majority here.
Well, there's no doubt that Paul Ince will claim this. Hits it very well, it's a difficult one, gets a deflection.
He's going to make a change. He's calling Neil Ardley off. And he's going to replace him with Roger Joseph.
Joseph going in at right back, and Barton will play in Ardley's role on the right-hand side of midfield.
There's no offside here. It's a great chance for Robson, and he's done it! And that's what Manchester United wanted. When the list of goal scorers in this historic season for the club is completed, Brian Robson's name will be on it.
Well, this is quite incredible. Brian Robson's not offside. I don't know if it's Roger Joseph who's only just came onto the pitch. Perhaps he's gone to sleep a little bit.
But you do feel Wimbledon's best hope is at a set play. They're good at making it awkward for goalkeepers. This time they work it short via Jones. Back to Barton again.
Holdsworth. Dean Holdsworth pulls one back for Wimbledon. And it's 2-1.
Flags up.
No, they come on. Oh, no.
Joe Worrell says, I think, discretion there coming into the mind of the referee. He's not going to clear the pitch. And Manchester United go off despite a week of backslapping and glass raising. They maintain their marvellous form right to the very end. A 7th straight win to finish with a real flourish. 24 wins in all in the Premier League. 12 draws, 6 defeats. Exactly the same figures as their last title-winning team of 1967.